Well, howdy. My name is Diana Chu here at Slow Gaze. I'm looking a little honey glazed, especially in the face. I'm kind of covering my neck because it doesn't quite continue down there. But welcome if you are interested in checking out some of the new Melt Cosmetics products, or if you are interested in purchasing their PR package that includes the mirror. I know that the mirror was such a draw for me personally. I just wanted to show on camera what it might look like. Also with the handle, it's just the right size for a face to fit into. It also came with a beautiful pouch. I don't want to go too much into that because we're here for the products. The packaging is a bonus, but we should really be celebrating, enjoying the actual products themselves. So I have all three today: Raw Honey, Fuzz Kill, and Queen Bee, and I will be showing you face swatches of every single color, hand swatches, what have you. So if you are interested in that, please keep watching. If you're new to my channel, howdy, and if you're coming back, I mean, you get an extra howdy. I would love, love, love if you haven't already to consider subscribing. It would mean so much to me. It would also help my little channel grow. I'm into slowing down, turning the gaze inwards, figuring out my own collection whilst I share it with you, figuring out my own lifestyle and what it means to be, you know, the type of minimalist that I want to be. So check out some of my other videos. I'm starting a vlog series. I'm starting a low buy as well. So there's a lot of goodies. I'll link a few that I think might be interesting below. But if you're just here for the product, that's cool too. Let's dive right in. We're trying something new. Film it, edit it, and post it within a day. Usually I have things booked out and done maybe weeks in advance at this point. I'm just gonna cover these two very painful pimples that, you know, when they love to pair up and they love to gang up on you, it's the worst. And then I have one down here that just will not go away. Still have some blemishes on the side of my face, so I'm not going to cover my face with too many base products. I really want to see what this looks like on the skin. What looks like on the skin, you may ask. Just started a 6-month low buy today. This is the 1st of September, 2020, and it's my first strict budget 6 months of my life, I guess. Bit cheeky, and I snuck this in because I saw that Trend Mood had reported that Melt Cosmetics was not only selling their blushes or their new Digital Dust highlight blush combos, but also they were selling it in the PR package, and that's what got me. So I'm not going to go too much into the packaging. Most people, I would assume, would only buy a single color that they're interested in, but I am personally very excited because I got all three colors and they came in this giant box. Now, I've never received PR and I don't think I ever will, but this is just a stunning show of a box. I've never really understood the appeal of PR other than, you know, you get free products to try out, especially if they're launching soon, but there's a grandeur to this, and it's so beautifully done. This bee, the wings kind of squish in, and then they fit into this keyhole, and then it holds it, and then there's a 3-dimension to it. It's just really show-stopping. I mean, they went all out with this. Obviously, if it's PR, it's meant to be impressive, but I also bought it for the package. Perfect coffee-colored little poopy brown, which is my favorite. That pouch, but also this mirror, and I'm not going to blind you with my light, but it looks like honey, just a drip of honey, and I thought it was so smart. And there's even air pockets in this. It's just plastic with a print, and then this is embossed, but it's smaller than my usual mirror, but I just love it, and I was like, I have to do this. And that's the kind of compulsive shopping that I do. I see it and I want it and I buy it, just like Ariana Grande. These three came in boxes with different colored honeycomb designs. So one would be lighter, one was like deep red, and you could tell in between them. When you take them out, you cannot tell from the front of them. However, the back does tell you the names. Whoever wrote the copy was great. Queen Bee, love Fuzz Kill, and of course Raw Honey. I thought these were wonderful. So I'm not sure if they're marketed for different skin tones. It seems like we have a light, a medium, and a deep. I could also see this as different undertones. So there's like a peachy one. This one looks a lot like the NARS Orgasm. Then we have a really special yellow gold one. I'm really stunned by these and I want to show you each of them on my face. So I only have moisturizer on and then that little touch of concealer as I mentioned. You do open these up to get that gorgeous, gorgeous imprint. Even the way they treated this, I'm really impressed. There's a little bit of lacing on the center here on the mirror. Wow, I'm so impressed by this. So we have raw honey here. I can do swatches for you if you want, but I think in the end, it really depends on what it looks like on the cheeks. This looks like a peachy champagne. Maybe this isn't the one that looks like the NARS. So I misspoke earlier. I thought that this raw honey one was gonna look a lot like NARS Orgasm, but it was Fuzz Kill that looks like it. So this to me is the lightest of the three. This is actually the deepest. So I guess we'll go from deep to light. And this tone, I mean, how nuanced is this? I love Milt Cosmetics' Digital Dust highlighters. I thought that these are really soft. They were innovative, they had a lot of duochrome in them. This almost feels like it has more colors, the way that it's shifting. It just seems really nuanced. So there's champagne in there, a little bit of gold, and a base of pink. That's just this color here. I can pick this up extremely easily with my finger. That's what both of them look like. This seems like perfectly my finger pad color. And then this deep mauve, oh my goodness. When I put this on my cheeks yesterday, I was really stunned. So I am overlapping them a little bit. Highly reflective. It's almost like a magic show. Like, how is this supposed to look good on my cheeks? Because it's so reflective and the colors are not what we're necessarily always used to seeing, especially if there's a highlight color and then this seems really dark for maybe my complexion. That said, I promise you these are so well designed. I am using a stiff bristled brush, my Morphe 527, and I'm gonna pick up the lightest shade. I'm not even gonna tap it off, and I'm just gonna go in where I'm not putting highlight, but where I want a little bit of color to start developing. I'm gonna use this almost like a base. I guess you do pick up a highlight, but because it has so much pigment and color to it anyway, and my skin is light, you do get a little flush. So it's nice on its own, but I personally would use both. Next up is raw side. And look how I'm just burnishing my cheek. I'm just buffing it in right where I want a little bit of shadow, then bringing it up to my nose. It just created the perfect shadow. It's almost like I had contour, but I didn't. I'm amazed. And they do look perfecting. They do look like they're blending seamlessly in. And again, just buffing it in. I've been loving products that have blush, bronzer, contour, highlight all in one. The closest that I could get was the Natasha Denona Tan Palette. Look at that. It looks like I've been kissed by the sun. It looks really bronzy. It's not that deep red color. It just has those undertones and it's different every time I move my head. It's really something, and I'm sure this would look gorgeous on so many different skin tones. It works on such a bare face as well. That's why I was so excited to show you, because there might be reviews out there and they might start popping up very soon, but I'm not sure that many might come up with a bare face, or I just wanted to show you. I'm so excited if you couldn't tell. So that is Raw Honey, and I'm going to do a quick switcheroo. Okay, gonna touch up my concealer, just a touch. Queen Bee, as I thought, was meant for maybe a medium skin tone, but the more I think about this, it's not coming out in a light, medium, dark way, because this could look so gorgeous on really deep skin tones, as it could on light skin tones, or light, medium, sort of like mine. So let me nix and rewind everything I just said about these. They really are choose your own adventure, and that's what makes me so excited about owning all of them. How soft the product is. I'm not getting any raspiness. That is a true honey color. I just picked up this color, and then I will show you this color too. Promise, these are not scary. They look so scary in the pan, at least for me or for someone who might want to look a little bit more natural. Just in case you don't have a non-synthetic, really stiff brush, I have this from Sephora. I think it's synthetic, but it's just softer. It's much softer, and it's meant to be a powder brush. So I'm going to show you what that looks like with this tone here. Again, going into the right side, which to me seems like the deeper side. Picking up quite a bit right here. I'm stamping, I'm buffing, just kind of seeing how this reacts. I personally prefer the other brush because this seems like it's putting on the product and then it's harder to move around. But strong-handed on the forehead, Diana. Looks like you really got a little bit of honey on there. But it's still really wearable. I think it's stunning if you have a full-on eye look, lip look. If you're into the mustards, this is the mustard tone for you. I personally would not just buy this single color because it's not how I would wear it as blush. Queen. And I'm really just picking up a lot of it to see what the effect is. I love layering things, so this is right up my alley, but it's not too much to think about. I just kind of choose one color and then layer on the other. This one is not as clear which one should be my base color. I like to spread out the base color more and then intensify with the deeper color. This one I'm not as jazzed about, but this looks really good with the other ones. So I'm going to Switcharoo. Here they are again, so burnished, so beautiful. This is definitely a standout shade. All right, we are back. We are back, yay! Fuzz Kill. It's such a summery coral color. I really love the combo again. This one makes a lot of sense to me. I'm gonna move back to my brush that's a little stiffer. I think it's easier to pick up, but first I should swatch. Got a bit ahead of myself. These are the two. So peachy keen. Barely see that on my skin tone. Looks like a true highlight, and then this color here brings out the warmth. So if you're looking for highlight and blush, this to me seems the most traditional, and I'm going in quite heavily actually. And it did give me a little bit of a peachiness. I think it's nice for a very natural look to perfect the skin. I know that in a lot of their PR, they were showing how perfecting the skin is. I would say that it's not a miracle product. It doesn't have the same perfecting feeling as, let's say, an Hourglass diffusing powder. I can also see slight glitters, very, very slight glitters. You can barely even see them in the pan, so I'm not faulting them for, you know, false advertising, but there are larger glitters that do get separated as you move around the product. So if you're not into a higher highlight or one that has multiple shades of shimmer, I would stay away from these. But the overall effect, and I'm going in with this hot coral now, the overall effect is really stunning. So this doesn't look like Orgasm actually. This has far more orange or peach in it. So it's looking quite youthful. I think it looks really just nice as a blush. I wouldn't go too far up my forehead. With the sheen, my skin looks smooth, especially along the cheeks, and I think that's what a good highlight can do for you. My favorite part though is mixing all of them. So I tried all of them on yesterday, moving into Queen Bee again. Okay, I'm never getting rid of all of these because going on my low buy, which I just announced, and it is today. So if you haven't heard that announcement, or if you're interested in that kind of content, because I'm going to try to do more content that's obviously beauty focused, but also about moving towards essentialism, minimalism, decluttering my home, decluttering my life, and figuring out what is the most essential to me. I got all three of these and I was like, I'm never letting them go, which is, you know, such a classic Diana feeling, but it is because when I put them all together, so this has really brought out that honey vibe, putting that yellow tone on. When I bring this Queen Bee in, okay, this is raw honey, don't be confused. I'm already confused. This is my favorite one of the three. Like I said, it's so special the way that this tone starts to look like a contour. The way it just hugs my cheek. It just makes my cheeks look like they're having a moment, whereas the rest of my face can just kind of take a step back. Usually I'm all about either lips or the eyes. Sometimes I'm having a bronzer moment and I really kind of live it up with bronzer. When I put all three of them together, I'm getting that youthful flush from the coral. I'm getting that golden hue that's giving me just such radiant warmth, and it's blending in with my tan. And then finally I have that mauvey tone that is just kind of hugging me right here, and it's slimming my face. I'm gonna take the darker burnishing tone with my fluffy blending brush. Go back into Queen Bee. This is my second favorite. Bring a little bit of that yellow up towards the temples. See how pigmented they are. Back with this powder brush and just blending out my harsh lines without messing up my brows. There, we're looking snatched. Huda Beauty in board meeting. I'm wearing my little safari shirt today, thinking that this would go well with the rest of the look. I think I went in quite heavy with my forehead. Looking at it now. If you watch Allie Glines, she always says to sit back and assess the situation, or step back rather, and I think that's so needed. It's so true. We do it anyway, hopefully. We do it before we run out of the door, after we leave the bathroom, after we just get dressed, and it's so important because I can see now that my face is looking very yellow compared to my chest. I can also see that this shirt color was not the best for today. It's making my whole skin look sallow. Should have worn white, honestly. It's all right. I'm not perfect. We're all just learning here. Also didn't even put earrings on. I'm so fresh-faced. I literally woke up, was like, I have to do this tutorial. I'm so excited about these products, and you know, they don't disappoint. I bought all three of these with the PR package on melt.com. It was $145 US for all three of them, separately for $39 US. These are all made in Italy, and you get 7 grams of product, which is quite a bit. But I think they're the size of their Digital Dust highlights, if you own any of those. Love those as well, but I think this is a step up. Both in packaging, the way that they handled the 2 tones, the way that the finish is, I just think that they're quite similar to those Digital Dust highlights. Feeling of them feels the same. You might be used to that kind of glittery finish, but you can't tell on the face. It really looks like a nice quenched face, very radiant. Love it as an eyeshadow as well. So I'm really digging these. I'm so glad I have them all, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them in the comments down below, but if this was a helpful review to you, please leave me a thumbs up. That's the biggest compliment you can give me today. So until next time, I will see you again soon. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. I'll see you soon. Adios.
Please handle this side up. You got me upside